Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So my name is Eleanor. I own the Eleanor Onyx tattoo studio in Congleton, Cheshire. The last video we did, so we're doing a mini series on how to get a tattoo apprenticeship and how to prepare yourself for a tattoo apprenticeship. So the first video was all about building your art portfolio. So if you've not seen it yet, go back and watch the first video because this will be the next step from then. Today's video is all about creating your brand and your brand name. So your name is going to be something that carries you through from hopefully the beginning of your tattoo career, so getting your tattoo apprenticeship, all the way through to potentially opening up your own studio, having your own merch line maybe, selling your own artwork. So you want to think of it as something that's going to see you through all those potential stages. Even if you never get there, you want the option to progress and, build upon your experience and potentially earn more money doing other things. You can play it safe. There's nothing wrong with doing just your name plus tattoos or tattoo. So think about it for your, obviously it's going to be on your social media accounts. It's going to be on your email. So the one thing I would say when you're thinking about it is just check your social medias that you're probably going to want to go on. TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. I think, is that all? I mean, is anyone messing around with Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it's called these days? I wouldn't, but you do you. So they're the main ones I would say. Is that right? Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. Did I say TikTok? TikTok. Anyway, so check what the maximum amount of characters are for each one and just make sure that your name is kind of hits that or is under that. You just don't want to be having to make something different on one of them. So just something to bear in mind. So yeah, say you can choose your name with tattoo or tattoos at the end or ink maybe. But if you already have like a overall like aesthetic, so say you, I don't know, are really, really into really colourful stuff and you want like kind of, you love like the wacky, really abstract tattoos. You might want something that kind of isn't your name, but like represents you and that style. So represents you as an artist. So mine, for instance, is a bit of a mixture of both in a way. So I've got my name, so Eleanor, and then I've chose Onyx because, which apart from, I just think it sounds cool. I like the sound of it, but onyx is my favourite like semi-precious stone. It's a black stone. You can get black and white and other colours, but black is like the main version of the stone. So for me, that kind of represents me as an artist because all I do is black work. I'm very much into, even my artwork's very like black ink, so that name I felt like kind of incorporated the overall theme of like whether it's the art, the tattoos, or like the interior stuff that I do, because I've got a degree in interior design, so I know that in the future I'd like to kind of come out with some of my designs on like an interiors range, for instance. So I know that that brand name is kind of then allows me to have all these different avenues that could potentially be under that one brand umbrella. So just think about that when you're choosing your name. You don't want to kind of limit yourself. Ideally, you'd have one thing that is just you, your brand, and whatever you decide to do and branch off in, it's all under the same theme in the sense of like, your style, your colour scheme, for instance, all that kind of stuff, which we'll go into more in the third video, which is all about like your logo and brand aesthetics. So this is just the brand name we're talking about. Does kind of go hand in hand, but we'll concentrate more on that in the third video. So yeah, think about your name, think about the style that if you already have one. If you don't, maybe do more of like a generic one, something that, you can use in all your social medias essentially. When you're thinking about your name, just double check. You don't have to go too crazy on this, but just double check that someone doesn't already have it. So if there's plenty of like, when I was looking, there's plenty of like Onyx ink studios or something like that in like America, but there wasn't really anyone obviously especially with like my name on the front. So so that was fine, but just double check when you're thinking about your name that you don't like search it on like Google, but then all the social media accounts, just to see there's not someone who's already like pretty successful with that name. You want to try and make sure it's like unique to you. So just have a little nosy and see, and just make sure there's like no one else with, the same name. So once you've figured out your name that you want to choose, create an email with that name. So I just set up eleanoronyxinc@gmail.com. Super simple to do, but you want to basically create a brand new shiny email, and you're going to use that going forward for everything to do with your work. So yeah, once you figured out your name, email is the first thing, because even for like a social media or anything like that, because you're going to be using that to sign up to all your social media. So first things first, email number one. When you've created your email, what you can do as well is create a little signature, just something nice to do. So you can go in your email, it's got on one of the settings options, and you can basically choose. So mine, for instance, is kind regards, Eleanor Onyx Studio. So it's just something that keeps it nice and professional, just a little tag at the end, so you don't have to, also just help save time when you're replying to people, whether it's about inquiries or whatever it may be. But just, yeah, add that in there. It's just something a little nice to do. So now you've got your email, you're going to want to create all your social media accounts. So I would suggest TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. You might not be that bothered about one, or you might kind of, favour one, but I would suggest using all of them. I know people aren't that fussed about Pinterest, but if you think about it, all your customers, chances are you've heard of people searching for like Pinterest tattoos. All your customers are looking on Pinterest for ideas. So if you can get your Pinterest account on there and putting your artwork already on there, then they're potentially looking at that straight away before you've even started tattooing. So it's a kind of untapped, well, not necessarily untapped, but it's a definitely underrated social media. So get your stuff on Pinterest as well. Also, you just kind of want your social media handle like on all of those. You don't want someone to have like stolen it, basically. So yeah, sign yourself up for TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. YouTube is great, and also you might decide you want to do YouTube videos, long form videos in the future. So create your account, and even in the meantime, if you're not doing long form videos, chuck a load of shorts on there, so you can basically recycle. You can recycle things like reels, TikToks, and shorts, because they're all portrait filmed. If they're under 3 minutes pretty much, or under 60 seconds, you can use the same video for all three. You can link your Instagram and Pinterest, so it's really handy. So anything you post on Instagram will naturally post on Pinterest. Oh, I forgot to mention Facebook. Set up your Facebook as well, business page. So when you're setting up, because it's all Meta, so when you're setting up Instagram, set up Facebook as well. Forgot to mention that. I get so many bookings from Facebook, even though it's a bit of a dinosaur now as far as social media is concerned. But you'd be surprised the amount of work you get through Facebook. So don't kind of scrimp on that. So yeah, set up your Facebook as well. And then also the Instagram can link to your Facebook. So it's less work for you guys, because you're just posting on one and it just auto posts on like a bunch of the others. So that's really good. So yeah, set up all your social medias for with your brand name that you've chosen, making sure nobody else has got it and that it's the kind of correct amount of characters, so you're not kind of finding you go on one of them and it's like, oh crap, I haven't got enough space, like I've got to kind of come up with a different type of name. So just before you've kind of finalised on the name, just double check the amount that you're allowed. Just something to bear in mind. So if you watched the first video, which is all about your art portfolio, you've been hopefully working on your art portfolio, and now you've got a backlog of artwork that you can start putting on your social media accounts. So basically, I wouldn't worry too much about your profile picture for now, but you've got your name for all of them. You can start putting pictures of the work you've already done, take pictures from multiple angles, close-ups of detail and stuff like that, and you can do like a carousel, like a bunch of pictures where people can swipe through. You can also do mini videos, so whether it's just a pan of the artwork you've already drawn, or you could even start doing process videos. But so you should hopefully have a bit of a catalogue of work that you've got content like straight away there. So take videos and pictures of like each thing you've done, and then obviously as you go on building on the art portfolio, you can kind of do more like interactive ones where it's like process shots and things. But so if you've kind of done it that way around, you should already have like a load of content you can start filling up those accounts and pages with. Try to spread it out. So try and do one post or video on everything, on all the accounts per day at least. So if you can do one a day, you can also, if it's easier, you can kind of spend a couple of hours one day where you can just schedule the posts so you don't have to like be on them every day. That's what I do when I can remember. But it does save you loads of time. It's like a lot easier. So yeah, you can start filling up those social medias with the work that you've done, especially if it's something that's like you're leaning towards one style, or your work, you know, you're kind of refining your work. You don't obviously want to put maybe everything you've drawn on there, because some work might be better than other pieces. So it's nice to see progression, but also try and put like your good stuff on there as well, because it's just nice to take customers and, well, potential customers through that process, and also for potential tattoo studios to see your work and your progression and how you're learning and what your reference images are and all this kind of stuff. So it's nice to also see the study that you're doing behind the artwork. So if you've bought like books, for instance, which I think we mentioned in the first video, take pictures of the books and the inspiration as you're drawing as well, because it's just nice to see that you know, you're actively like learning and studying, you know, you're doing art studies of these things. So yeah, don't shy away from that as well. It's nice to kind of see the behind the scenes look too. So yeah, as I say, don't worry too much about your profile picture, because basically I'd just put something like a nice picture of yourself, like without a drink in your hand. You know, keep it professional, guys. A nice little headshot, or a really cool picture of your art that you've done so far that you like, but a nice picture of you, because obviously you'll have enough pictures of your art on your accounts, because these are specifically like business accounts now. They're your like creator art tattoo accounts. They're not like, you know, you're out with the girls on a Friday night, like drinks everywhere kind of account. You know, as much as we all love a selfie, try and keep them at a minimum and keep it like quite professional for these. This is why you're kind of starting from scratch with email, all these social media accounts. They're not kind of trying to morph one into the other. It just keeps it super clean, and you'll just come across more professional when studios are like looking at those accounts. So yeah, just a nice picture of yourself, nothing too crazy. It would be great. So also in your bio for your social medias, don't shy away from the fact that you're actively seeking a tattoo apprenticeship and you're like a tattooer in training, a tattooist in training. So maybe put something like future tattoo artist in training, add your email that you've created. So anyone who is interested in whether it's buying your artwork that you're posting, because that is also a thing, or if tattoo studios who are looking for an apprentice are looking at your profile and thinking you'd be great, they can just email you straight away on there. So add your email, and then I'd maybe put at the bottom seeking tattoo apprenticeship. So it's no secret, you're actively working towards getting yourself a tattoo apprenticeship, and you'd basically love to be contacted about one. So yeah, have that all in your bio under your name, and you want to add that to everything. So every social media account that you've created, add that bio in there, add your email in there. So now you should be really nice and uniformed from your email, all your social media names. You should have the same bio under everything, and you should be posting the exact same art and videos and everything like that on all of them. So you're already, before you've even gone to a tattoo shop or anything like that, you're starting to create an online presence of your work, your style, your brand name. So you're pushing yourself out there before you've even got your apprenticeship. So this is a really, really key thing to do. And it also looks really professional when you're going into eventually a tattoo studio for an interview. And you can be like, yep, I've got these accounts, this is all my work, and they can just see you've got a business head on your shoulders, basically. That's what they want to see. They want to invest in somebody who they know is taking it seriously. They're not just doing it for a quick bit of money. They basically want a long-standing career in the industry. So at the end of the day, I know the tattoo apprenticeships are unpaid, but they are investing a lot in their apprentice. You know, they're giving them their time, their energy, their knowledge. You know, you're going in, you're potentially working with a mentor. You know, they're spending a lot of time nurturing that person for them to hopefully have a really long-lasting career with them. they want to know that the person that they're putting that time into is actually going to stick around. So yeah, the more they can see that you're really taking it seriously, the better, basically. The better chance you'll get at getting your tattoo apprenticeship. So yeah, that's it for this video. So basically you're working on your portfolio. You've now created your name with a view of like your brand going forward. And you've started uploading your work and everything on your social media accounts. So yeah, that is a really good start. So don't miss the next video. Episode 3 is going to be talking more about your brand, but it's more logo design. So we'll go into a bit more detail of like your aesthetic, things like that. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, then definitely give it a like and subscribe, add a little comment. This is obviously a very new channel, I'm a bit rusty, so you'll have to forgive my videoing, recording, whatever. But I really wanted to make this series. I get asked all the time on what my like tips would be for you know, someone who wants to get into tattooing. So yeah, I just I felt like I had enough experience to just hopefully give some tips to you guys. There's obviously a lot of different ways you can get a tattoo apprenticeship. This is just from my personal experience and what I feel like would really help someone and give you a really good starting off point. So if you have found any of this useful, then definitely let me know, because that would be really lovely to hear. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next video, guys. All right, take care. Bye.